Entire nation talk about they never heard of police brutality. They don't know what black people are talking about. They can't prove it. We know in Detroit, anytime a black person is brutalized by the police, he goes into court and he's arrested for assault and battery. Now the basic issue is so simple and nobody will even touch it because you're afraid to touch it. You are deliberately trying to evade the issue. Everybody is talking.
Reverend Clegg, if you can hear me.
We are engaged in a power struggle between black people and white people. You don't want to say it. You don't want to hear it said. You want to talk to somebody else. You got a nut sitting there someplace that says he's a police official who hasn't said one thing all night. There is a power struggle going on, and black people have decided they're not going to tolerate oppression any longer. Now, police brutality is a very deliberate thing. It's a part of American life. America has decided that black people are to be kept in subjection. It's an army of occupation that the white power structure keeps in the black ghetto. We know, now don't talk about how what is the internet,
Reverend Clegg, let me ask you a question.
Power structure knows it. White people know it. Throughout America, white people know what white policemen are doing.
Let me ask you a question, Professor Reverend Clegg.
To go on.
Reverend Clegg,
Reverend Clegg. In almost 100 cities raised violence last summer. If police brutality continues, we'll have it in 200 cities next summer. Now, white people know that. Something has got to be done about it. We are wasting time. Let's come to the issue.
I can't seem to get Reverend Clegg's ear, and without seeming to seem irreverent or disrespectful, we're going to shift to Philadelphia, where the chief of police of Detroit is in the Philadelphia studio, Chief Classell. Can you add something to this dialogue, Mr. Classell?
Yes,
You're the president, I believe, of the Detroit Police Officers Association. Are you on leave from your duties as chief?
I'm not the chief of police. I'm the head of the Police Officers Association.
I stand corrected. Please go ahead.
I'd certainly like to answer the Reverend Clegg. I think there's been many self-appointed leaders throughout the Negro community who have stated that they represent the Negro. And I think it's a proven fact that in these areas where they had a vote for police officers, and right in Watts, right after the riot there, they voted on a pension system for the Los Angeles police officers, and it collected 75% out of the Watts area. In Detroit, where there was over 600,000 Negroes, very few of these people participated in the riot. And I think that in the next week, there's going to be a committee of Negro leaders, business leaders, stand up and make a statement, make a combined statement that no one speaks for them. Rat Brown don't speak for them. Reverend Clegg doesn't speak for them.
Officer Purcell, would you address yourself more specifically to the problem in Detroit rather than the problem elsewhere?
Yes, I think that the Reverend Clegg himself states that he speaks for the people of Detroit. I have to say that in Detroit, that there were over 600,000 Negroes in Detroit, and certainly they did not participate in any riots. Reverend Clegg has stated that the only thing that the riot proved was that the Negroes could uprise, and it did not prove anything because it was fought to a standstill. And I think that he made a statement that if he had help from other Negro leaders like Carmichael and Rat Brown, that certainly it would not be a standstill and they would have won. Now I ask him, what did the Negro community want? The Negro community has come forward to the
heat is raised in Detroit and will probably remain high. Is the Stoner rifle requested for purchase by the Detroit Police Department. This rifle is a combat assault weapon, caliber 223, extremely accurate, that can be fired as a semi or as a fully automatic weapon, with a muzzle velocity of 3,300 feet per second and a range of 1.5 miles. It has been demonstrated as capable of piercing incredible thickness of both soft steel and masonry. The bullet begins to tumble upon impact with target, boring, tearing, shocking, mutilating, maiming, and killing. leaving gaping holes in its target. A soldier recently returned from Vietnam told me this week that in the zone where he was, the Stoner rifle now in use there was considered so deadly that it was fired only on orders from an officer of captain's rank or higher. I am therefore deeply distressed that a civil agency wants a combat assault weapon and would like to know why. I am also distressed at the destructive power of the Stoner rifle or other high-velocity rifles and the likelihood that many innocent people can be killed or permanently maimed by its use, even people locked in their homes, since the rifle will shoot through masonry.
Reverend, perhaps we can ask the Detroit.
I doubt whether an armed police in the sense of the Stoner rifle is what we want in a democratic society. I doubt whether we want to calculate a policy of policing that is based on the use of weapons against the citizenry. And I certainly, for one, would question seriously the basis on which such a policy is made.
Dr. Poussin, have you got some reactions of your own to this kind of technique?
Yes, I have some reactions to that. I think it seems that police are more concerned with putting down riots and enforcing law, and don't seem to be concerned with some of the causes that are leading to some of the distress into the riots. So they react with sort of repressive measures, and we're going to suppress more people, and we're going to kill them, and so on. Now, I think this whole question of these new weapons that police are getting is getting quite out of hand. And I think in particular, besides these rifles, the chemical mace, which is a tear gas spray that's been purchased in large quantities by many police departments around the country.
Before we go into the technique,
all to direct at the police, they have one idea. Kill Whitey, kill the white devil, kill the police.
Patrolman Kowaleski, let me ask you this. As you know, members of the National Rifle Association are not only encouraged to have weapons of various kinds, but it's made easy for them to get weapons under the auspices of the federal government. Would you say that they should be treated in a different way than black citizens in terms of access to weapons?
I don't see the connection between the National Rifle Association, of which I am a member, and in which I say is a highly respected organization. If people got weapons from the Rifle Association, they did it under false colors. They falsified records. They falsified government records. And if I am not mistaken, if this can be proven, these people can be prosecuted for falsifying these records, in which they should. What is their purpose and their object and their reason for getting these automatic weapons? Because the police are getting them? They want them to use against us.
Do you have any place
Mr. Kirby can tell you about police arming people arming
I
themselves.
wonder whether I might ask Mr. Kowaleski.
Of course. Chime right. This is Professor Reese wants to ask you a question, Patrolman Kowaleski. Can you hear him?
Yes, sir.
I wonder why you think the people in Newark would want to arm against you.
Why would they want to arm against me?
Yes.
I can give you a very good reason. If this TV camera can pick this up, here it is. Get the devil. Get the white devil. Get the man that represents the white power structure. Here's another article. The What's What Race War. Kill the white racist policeman. Numerous other things here if you want me to mention them. We'll say here. Now we've got to get these four-legged and two-legged beasts. We know none of them are the brothers and sisters are going to stand for this dog business.
Well, what's the motive behind this sort of? What's the motive behind this sort of propaganda, Mr. Kowaleski?
I'll tell you what it is: to stir up the hostility between the police and the members of the minority group. You saw two perfect examples here tonight of why there is hostility toward the police. Just take one good long look at Reverend Clee when he says that we are the enemy, that we are the invader. And this is the man that says here that white policemen are the ones who are enforcing the laws for the white power structure. What is Reverend Clee going to do when he says, what's Reverend Clee going to do?
Mr. Kowaleski, let me ask you a question.
Black power.
Go ahead, Mr. Kirby.
I'd like to know from Mr. Kowaleski, number one, if he knows of any case in the black community where there are automatic weapons.
Do I know of any case?
Yes.
Wasn't it recently that we just rounded up 15 people in the city of Newark for an arsenal of automatic weapons?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe
No,
so?
I don't believe so.
Why don't you read the Newark Evening News?
I do. I read it very
when
closely.
you're in there,
I read it very closely.
Kermit,
I'd like to also ask.
If I gave you this file here that's filled with hundreds of people that have been locked up for carrying guns.
I'd like to ask you another question, Mr. Kovalevsky. Do you believe that there has ever been a case of police brutality against a black citizen in the city of Newark?
Now, that all depends on what you consider to be police brutality. I'm going to answer your question.
Physical abuse of a citizen in the city.
Question.
Physical abuse in the city.
Now, listen, if I was to say that...
Do you believe that there has ever been a case? Let me tell you one little story. Let me tell you one little story, Mr. Kovalevsky. There was a woman by the name of Ida Brown. She was arrested by 2 police officers and charged with assaulting them.
In Newark?
In Newark. She was Negro. She was brought to trial. In a conversation during the trial, a prosecutor heard these police officers talk about how they had rigged this story against this woman. He removed himself from the case and took the witness stand himself and testified as to